I have some news right now. ICE is currently holding a United States citizen in custody in Louisiana.
So, for those of you saying, well, that's not true. ICE isn't detaining U.S. citizens. It's only detaining people who committed crimes, or she must have done something to deserve her arrest. I'm Alexandra Lopez, immigration attorney, and this video by Aaron Parnas is exactly why you should be scared, even as a U.S. citizen, of how ICE is moving and detaining people without due process. And it could happen to anyone. And I'm going to get into it. My husband asked me the other day, what do I do if ICE stops me with our two daughters who speak Spanish, who are darker skinned? How can I prove I'm a U.S. citizen? I said, well, unless you carry your birth certificate, or that they're U.S. citizens, your birth certificate or their passports around, you really can't. And even then, they can detain you for processing. And even then, they don't have to accept those as authentic documents. And that is exactly what happened here. This individual has a U.S. birth certificate, born in Maryland, and they are not accepting the authenticity of documents. My husband says, well, then what happens then? What could you do for us, or what should I do if that happens to you? If you're profiled for speaking Spanish in public with our two dark-skinned daughters, which seems more and more increasingly like that could happen. I said, well, unfortunately, we would have to stay detained, despite being all of us natural-born citizens of the United States, until somebody could file a writ of habeas corpus for our release, and then a judge actually issues a decision on it, which could take weeks. Children could be detained for weeks. Parents could be detained for weeks. You could be detained for weeks, despite having a U.S. passport, despite having a U.S. birth certificate. This is why due process matters. So if you think these ICE arrests don't affect you, they are only arresting criminals, you're wrong. They could arrest you. You look the wrong way, you act the wrong way, and it could be you. And attorneys are expensive, because habeas writs, petitions for writs of habeas corpus are a lot of work. It's litigation in federal court. Nobody should be subjected to that. And don't think you're safe. I'm not safe. My children aren't safe. My husband's not safe. And if I, as an immigration attorney, have to curb how I act in public and what language I speak with my daughters, I don't know why anybody is walking around with any false sense of impunity.